like when the PS2 came out.
The only thing we just don't want to see, we don't want to see another Sega Dreamcast happen again, because that was really sad. They really tried so hard on that
Yeah,
system.
the games, when it came out with the games, everybody loved it, everybody bought it, and then it just died.
Yeah, and in Japan, what, did it go up or, I forgot, we were watching that special.
Oh yeah, that's because in Japan, everybody was about DVD players when DVD players came out. And then
because the PS2 could play DVDs,
and then when that came out, everybody bought a PS2.
The PS2 is the cheapest DVD player on the market in Japan, basically.
Was the PlayStation 2 the first console that kind of had the ability to
play
the
DVDs.
same thing? Not DVDs, but like the same, like the ability to play games from an earlier version of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Wait, was it?
Well, the Sega Saturn could play Genesis games.
Yeah, so that one, that was the first, was that the first backwards compatibility then?
I guess so. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, we're not really too
Nintendo
sure.
kind of didn't do it for they didn't do it for the Super Nintendo. They didn't do it for the Nintendo 64.
The cartridges.
They didn't do it for the...
Look at the cartridges. You can't stick that cartridge.
Well, actually, I read that the reason Nintendo 64 it was originally going to use CDs, but cartridges had faster load times.
Yeah. That's why if you knew that, because games from Nintendo have always had short load times, so that's kind of what they wanted to keep, and that's why some of the games kind of look different from everybody else.
Yeah.
So, but now they finally jumped on the gun and jumped on the boat.
Yeah.
Gun.
Jumped on the gun.
Jumped on the boat and went with everybody.
They
went with everybody.
They joined the wagon.
Yeah. I mean, but the load times still aren't that bad.
Yeah. And then also everyone's like, oh, PS3 copied this. The PS3 copied that, Xbox copied this, and
that doesn't bother me.
It doesn't. Yeah.
There's one thing that bothers me. The PlayStation 3 logo, the font. Is
like
Spider-Man. That kind of does drive me a little bit crazy. It's like,
why did you do that?
Plus the steaming massive size of the PS3,
11 pounds.
Yeah, it's a.
I mean,
huge thing.
what's up with that? But I haven't played it, so I should shut my mouth. But
yeah. Well, I've played it at Target, but only for a few minutes. But it froze on me.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
That's not good. But the Xbox 360, they said it was freezing too.
Yeah, when it first came out. So
the other thing that really screwed up Sony was the slim versions of the PlayStation 2. A lot of them were brought back because they have no internal fan.
That
keeps it cool.
Yeah.
So they would freeze up if you played them too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I got a slim PS2 because there was no of the older ones.
Yeah, PlayStation 3.
I have an older PS2.
Yeah, but I got mine. Mine works fine. It's probably because it's later down the line.
Maybe. Yeah, they probably worked all the kinks. I'm not sure how the whole factory line stuff is.
I played it for hours at a time, and nothing's wrong with it.
Also with the way the controllers are and everything, it's bound to happen. The D-pad, come on, you can't really play a game without a D-pad.
Yeah.
And Rumble, that takes all the fun if you don't have Rumble, so maybe sometimes it's a good thing if some companies
sometimes,
just the little things.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't really make a huge difference if you have a simple design for a controller.
An NES pad.
Yeah. But it's bound to happen for some things, and some things it's left not happening, and but each console is different in its own way. Some have the graphics are good, and I don't know, I really like all the consoles. It's just I haven't heard anything from PS3 because I haven't
now what I've kind of figured is between the Xbox and the PlayStation
3,
well, whatever. The PlayStation 2 came out before the Xbox, and the Xbox had better graphics. So what I'm assuming is the later the system, the better the graphics are going to be. So that means in this case, the Xbox 360's graphics won't be as good as PlayStation 3's. But what is?
But we haven't seen that.
Yeah, we don't know yet, so we can't really say.
When I was looking at when I was playing the PlayStation 3 at the store I was at, they had an Xbox right next to it, and the PlayStation 3's graphics did look a little bit smoother.
But it also depends on what game.
Right. And who develops it. Because just the style of the way something is animated and shaped or whatever.
I mean, look at Gundam on the PS3. If you've seen the review for it on G4, it is terrible. I mean, the water effects on it are bad as hell. I mean, it like the water goes through the land. I mean, it's terrible. I mean, they give it a 1 out of 5.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah, it's very horrible.
Oof.
When they showed the trailers for it at E3, everybody was amazed by it. But then when they played it, oh man, this sucks.
That's another thing that's killing PlayStation 3 right now is it's expensive, but there's not a whole lot of good release titles. Now, one of them,
Resistance.
what is it?
Resistance.
Yeah, Resistance Fall of Man.
Which is made by one of our favorite developers,
Insomniac Games.
Yeah, that looks like a pretty good game. The commercial's really neat.
And let's see, what else am I going to go through here? What am I talking about? I don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
PS3 graphics. Technology. The technology they used in the PS3. It's a little bit advanced for a time, which everyone knows.
Yeah, and adding the Blu-ray in it. I mean,
what exactly is a Blu-ray?
It's a type of HD format,
that
like high definition.
That and coming up with a name to confuse
a glimmering generality.
Yeah. The cell processor, which is just another name for a graphics card.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure.
I'm sure
does have
pretty good
processor
in advance or whatever.
But we'll have to find out. And that's our take on the console wars. We're kind of rooting for everyone.
Just
I'm still
be happy with what you've got. I mean, the whole console war is just retarded. I think it's just why does it matter? It comes down to a matter of
There's just some things that you want earlier, and that's what I did. I stood in line at 3 o'clock in the morning at Target to get my Wii.
About that, I don't think there's a console in the world that would make me want to just hang out in the store.
Well, at least I did it with my friends, though, so...
Yeah.
As long as you have friends, right?
Yeah. I haven't had a chance to get really anything new
This is the first console I've stood in line for, so... I was like, wow, I really want this.
The newest thing I got so far was Tetris for the DS, and that's...
And I'm the only one who gave you a new game for Christmas.
I haven't gotten anything new for a long time. Money's kind of short.
Well... About what I said about not sitting in line, my dad pre-ordered the PlayStation 2 when it came out, and I know for a fact, all you out there who think you have the second PlayStation that ever came out, screw you. We have the second PlayStation to ever arrive in the United States. So that's pretty neat.
Cool.
The thing
we will be expecting your flaming.
The weird thing is, we have 2 PlayStation 2s. One's in my room and one is in the living room. The one I have in my room is the one that's the second one in the United States. The one in the living room has already started kind of messing up or whatever, and the one I have in my room works fine. So it's just kind of weird.
It's magic.
Yeah.
Well, I think we could pretty much wrap up our take on the console wars, and just stick with your games.
Yeah.
Stick with your games.
Make and break a console.
Games, not the console. Games.
And just be careful who you side with, and really be careful what you say. Your opinion
may not necessarily be fact.
Yeah, and
facts might not necessarily be right,
and they might not necessarily be important.
And you might not necessarily be very smart. I mean, you're probably a dumbass.
Yeah.
If you get flamed by some stupid fanboy, just say, your insults have me eye scared, and just tell them to screw away and
or something.
Whatever.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But we're gonna wrap it up now before we get totally flamed. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode of LPS Talk, and I really hope you guys are going to be expecting our second one. We plan on making a lot of episodes,
so tune in.
I hope you guys enjoyed that. That's us signing off. Bye.